Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be making some beef stew in the Dutch oven. We're going to veer away from the smoking meat for a minute and do something a little bit different. So stick around and we'll show you how we make some beef stew. Alright, first thing you want to do is get you some of this here stew meat or something similar to make your beef stew. Anyway, we're going to throw this in a bag here. It looks like it's pretty well trimmed up, so we don't need to trim it. We're just going to dump this in our old Ziploc, like so. Then what we need is some of this here flour, all purpose. We're going to dump a little bit of this in here, probably about like so. So probably like a quarter of a cup. Okay, so you want a quarter of a cup of flour, and you just want to mix that up. Just like so. Flour is going to help to thicken the stew up. But also, you can add some salt and pepper and spices to this if you want to. Which I'll probably add. I am going to add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt, and then we'll shake that around to flavor the meat a little bit. That's your first step. Now we're going to get this out, get it in the Dutch oven. We'll come back and cut up all of our vegetables. Alright, so the next thing we gotta do is get our onion chopped up. I'm gonna go with one sweet onion because I like sweet onions. You can use whatever type of onion you like in your stew. I'm gonna use a sweet onion because that's what I like in my stew. But it does give it a really good flavor. Alright, with our onion, we're going to add here about a tablespoon of minced garlic. You can use full garlic cloves if you want, but this is how I do it because I'm lazy. Alright, we're going to go get our meat put in the Dutch oven. We got this guy over here trying to ruin our video by making noise. Alright. So we got to get a little bit of oil in here, about yay much. We're going to let this heat up, then we're going to put our meat in. Okay, so you want to get your oil good and hot where it's almost smoking. This is just barely going to start smoking. Then you want to throw your meat in so you get a good nice crust on your meat. You want that good and hot. We're going to fry this meat up here till it's about halfway done. Then we're going to throw our onions and garlic in with it. Alright. So you can see our meat's getting about halfway done here. So we're going to throw our garlic and onions in there and let those get all nice and softened up. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get our carrots cut up. We're just going to cut those into thirds, halves, thirds, whatever works for the size of the carrot. I've got my lovely assistant here helping me. Alright guys, and so next we're going to get these potatoes cut up. We're going to cut those potatoes into quarters because that's about the size we want. Depending on the size of potatoes you want, you can do them bigger or smaller or whatever you think is going to work best for your stew. Alright, so we're going to put some of this beef broth in here. Alright, next is the potatoes. And we got to get our carrots. We're going to mix that all together and just let it cook for a while. Alright, so the last thing we need to do is cut our celery up so it can go in the pot. It's going to go in a little later because it'll get too soft if we put it in with the potatoes and the carrots. Alright, so we got our carrots and beef and all that good stuff in there. Now we're going to add some seasoning. Easiest way to do that is just to buy one of these pre-made packets. Dump it in here, stir it up, and let it simmer for a couple hours. So that's what we got to do now. We're going to bring this to a boil, and then we're just going to let this sit and simmer and thicken up. Alright guys, this has been going for about 2 hours. It's looking pretty good. We're going to get our celery in there. I like to put it in a little later because then it doesn't go all mushy. So we're going to give that a stir. We also need to add some salt and pepper to it because I tried it and definitely needs some salt and pepper. That should be good. We'll try that, and if it needs more, we'll add more. Alright, we're going to let this simmer for probably about another 30 minutes. We might add a little more flour because I'd like it to be a little bit thicker. It's getting there, but a little thicker would be better. So we'll let you know what we do there. Alright, we're going to add just a little bit of flour to this. That'll help thicken it up just a little more. We want it a little thicker. Probably about like that. Should do it. Alright guys, let's take a look at what we got here. Yeah, that looks good. It's all soft. Potatoes are soft, carrots are soft, celery is soft. Alright, this is done. So we're just going to turn it off and we're going to let it sit, cool off a bit before we eat it. Alright guys, our beef stew's done. It's cooled down. We're going to scoop and get a little bit out here. I'm going to try it. A little bit of everything there. Let's try this out. That's good stuff, guys. Oh yeah. I'll just keep eating in front of you. It's hot,
Yummy.
but it's good.
Yummy.
Oh, that's so good. I got to get it inside and feed everybody. If you like what you see, give us a thumbs up and a like. You got to try this. It takes a couple hours, but it's worth it. It's really good. We'll see you on the next one.